Listen, if you want to build an incredible life. It's not about what you do today, tomorrow, or the day after. It's about the daily habits you do for years. In this video, I'll share the 5 daily habits that made me a multi-millionaire by the age of 21. The first daily habit that helped me achieve incredible things was setting daily challenges to speak to new people. When I was 14 or 15 years old, I would take the public bus or the London Underground to school. I would challenge myself to give a compliment to just one stranger every day. I knew that whatever I wanted to do in life, I would need to be able to network with people. Giving compliments is a great way to break the ice and start a conversation. I would often give compliments to people on the tube, which is not a very friendly place, especially in the morning. People are often tired and grumpy. But I found that even a simple compliment could brighten someone's day. I also used to think that I would become a real estate agent when I grew up. I was interested in the real estate game, and I thought that it would be a good way to make money. However, as I got older, I realized that I was more interested in building businesses. I started my first business when I was 19, and I've been building businesses ever since. I believe that the daily habit of speaking to new people has helped me to become a more confident and outgoing person. It has also helped me to build my network of contacts, which has been invaluable in my business career. If you want to achieve incredible things in your life, I encourage you to start setting daily challenges to speak to new people. It's a great way to break out of your comfort zone, build your confidence, and expand your network. I didn't end up becoming a real estate agent, but I still learned valuable skills from my early days of giving compliments to strangers. These skills have helped me in my business career, and I believe they can help anyone achieve their goals. One of the most important skills I learned is how to break the ice. When you're talking to a stranger, it can be hard to know what to say. But if you can start by giving them a genuine compliment, it can help break the tension and start a conversation. Another important skill I learned is how to read body language. When you're talking to someone, it's important to be aware of their body language. This can help you gauge their interest in the conversation and whether they're receptive to your advances. Finally, I learned the importance of taking risks. When I first started giving compliments to strangers, I was terrified of rejection. But I knew that if I didn't take any risks, I would never achieve my goals. So I forced myself to go out and talk to people, even if it was just saying hello. And over time, I became more confident and outgoing. If you want to achieve your goals, I encourage you to learn these skills. They may seem daunting at first, but they will pay off in the long run. And remember, the worst that can happen is someone says no. But if you don't even try, you'll never know what could have been. Here are some additional tips for breaking the ice with strangers. 1. Start with a simple compliment. 2. Ask a question about something they're wearing or carrying. 3. Comment on something you have in common, such as the weather or the location. 4. Just smile and say hello. Remember, the goal is to start a conversation, not to sell them something or get their number. Just be friendly and genuine, and see where the conversation takes you. I'm naturally introverted, but I learned to be more outgoing by forcing myself to interact with people. I would get my energy from being alone, and I was terrified of talking to strangers. But I knew that if I wanted to achieve my goals, I would need to learn how to network and build relationships. So I started setting daily challenges for myself. I would force myself to talk to 3 new people every day, even if it was just saying hello. It was hard at first, but it got easier over time. And the more I did it, the more confident I became. I also started paying attention to body language. I learned how to read people's signals, so I could know when they were receptive to conversation and when they weren't. These skills have helped me in so many ways. I'm now able to network with people easily. And I'm not afraid to strike up a conversation with a stranger. I've also built strong relationships with my colleagues and clients. If you're naturally introverted, don't let that stop you from reaching your goals. You can learn to be more outgoing by practicing these skills. Just start small, and gradually work your way up. And remember, the worst that can happen is someone says no. But if you don't even try, you'll never know what could have been. It's important to be able to interact with people. But you don't need to be an extrovert to be successful. I'm an introvert myself, and I don't always feel the need to be the center of attention. But I've learned that it's important to be able to interact with people if I want to achieve my goals. I'm not saying that you need to become an extrovert to be successful. But you do need to be able to build relationships with people if you want to get ahead in life. The best way to build relationships is to be genuine and interested in other people. When you're talking to someone, focus on listening to what they have to say. And ask questions to show that you're interested. It's also important to be respectful of other people's boundaries. Don't try to force yourself into their lives. And don't take it personally if they don't want to be friends with you. Remember, the more you practice interacting with people, the more comfortable you will become. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and start talking to people. Here are some additional tips for building relationships. 1. Be genuine and interested in other people. 2. Ask questions to show that you're interested. 3. Be respectful of other people's boundaries. 4. Practice interacting with people regularly. Remember, building relationships takes time and effort. But it's worth it in the end. It's important to take things one step at a time. The speaker started his entrepreneurial journey by building a social media marketing agency. He was successful in that business. But he knew that he could do even better if he pivoted to an advertising agency. He took the time to learn about the advertising industry. And he eventually built a successful advertising agency. The speaker also received offers to start software companies. But he knew that he wasn't ready for that yet. He didn't have the skills or the experience to build a successful software company. So he declined the offers and focused on his advertising agency. The speaker's advice is to take things one step at a time. Don't try to do too much too soon. Focus on building a successful business in one area before you move on to something else. Here are some additional tips for taking things one step at a time. 1. Set realistic goals for yourself. 2. Break down large goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. 3. Focus on one task at a time and give it your full attention. 4. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Remember, it's okay to start small. Just keep taking steps forward, and you will eventually reach your goals. That it's important to know your limits and to choose the right vehicle for your stage of life. The speaker is a successful entrepreneur who has built several successful businesses. He advises others to be wise about their goals and to choose the right vehicle for their stage of life. The speaker says that he was offered the opportunity to start software companies. But he knew that he wasn't ready for that yet. He didn't have the skills or the experience to build a successful software company. So he declined the offers and focused on his advertising agency. The speaker's advice is to know your limits and to choose the right vehicle for your stage of life. If you're not ready to start a software company, don't try to force it. Instead, focus on building a successful business in one area before you move on to something else. Here are some additional tips for choosing the right vehicle for your stage of life. 1. Assess your skills and experience. 2. Set realistic goals. 3. Do your research. 4. Be patient. Remember, it's okay to start small. Just keep taking steps forward, and you will eventually reach your goals.